But she looks so great.
She does look great.
You look cute. Hey, you guys, welcome to the Fear the Walking Dead after show here at the Stream.tv. Join us. We are live, so hop on the Stream.tv's YouTube chat and have a conversation with us. Join the show. I'm your host, Jocelyn Polite, and I am joined by my marvelous co-host over here to my right.
That would be me. I'm Kiyra Lynn, everyone. Hi. To the right.
And back with us, over here on my left.
Hey everybody, I'm Timothy Michael. I can't keep up with you. Your energy is just ridiculous. I love it. I just need to get. Hi everybody, my name is Timothy Michael.
Hello.
Don't forget to tweet us using the hashtag FTWDAS. I'm confused. This episode was like as confusing as like putting me in chemistry class right now. I was so confused. It jumped all over the place. Didn't you guys feel like that?
No, completely confused. But I am glad that it picked up a little bit more than last last episode. I'm glad that I wasn't here for that because, Lord, that episode was terrible. But
oh my God.
This one picked up a little bit more, which
I
I liked. I mean, we might be a little confused, but at least we're engaged.
Right,
Jumped
you're right.
in like within the first 15 minutes. Amen. But I really liked what you had said earlier off camera about who did you call this episode? You called it a Sybil Shepherd?
Oh, Sybil Shepherd, yes.
You threw a shepherd on it. It wasn't just Sybil. But this episode, yeah, no, I loved it. It did speed up. It was better. I feel like I ripped it apart last week, and I just feel like
I'm glad you did, because if I was here, I would have did the same thing.
No, I ripped it. But I felt like this week it was a whole lot better. So let's just dig right in, because we started with Nick, who was naked. Kiyra liked that.
Yes, thank you.
Nick was
very
naked.
much.
He was swimming naked. And he had his clothes attached to him. And honestly, we were all like, what is going on? Because we had no idea, like, what was happening.
I'm still confused about this entire thing.
Why was he swimming without his clothes on? Thank you. Thank you for that, everyone.
Well,
but still.
I'm saying, what was the plan for Nick? What was the plan for him to meet up with Louise?
Well, we always
and when did they make this plan?
We always knew that there was going to be some sort of plan, but I guess they just never showed on camera that Strand let Nick in on this plan. So maybe there's going to be a backstory. Maybe they'll do a flashback as to when Strand lets Nick in on what the hell is going on.
But here's my thing, and maybe some of our YouTube viewers can answer this question. When Strand, and we'll obviously get to that, when they shot his raft and he's in the water and they said hypothermia will get him, how did Nick get in the water and swim all the way to shore naked without hypothermia getting to him? I'm very confused.
That's
at night.
Right, at night. And we all know, like being, here in California, I mean, we don't have warm water. We're not off the Atlantic. This is the Pacific. The water is really cold here.
Yes.
So it's like, I don't understand that either. So I didn't quite know what happened to put him in the water like that. And then he ended up coming up to what looked like a tent camp, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then I'm like, here we are, another island, you guys. I'm telling you, I have lived here my entire life. I don't know all these islands that are around California, but I'm gonna go with it. But he ends up on what seems to be some land, obviously, and there's a lot of tents and one zombie.
We were all like, is this a dream sequence? Like, is he like
zombie.
having a nightmare or something?
Yes,
Because
and we kept waiting. You kept waiting for like, is he gonna wake up?
Yeah.
When is he gonna wake up already?
I know.
I mean, it was just odd.
No, but that's what I thought. I thought it was kind of like a dream sequence too, and I thought he was going to wake up, and then when he started rubbing himself, in the blood and the guts and everything.
Yeah, he like got
I
down
was
that
like,
walker.
Yeah, I was like, well, I mean, he likes that craft. I mean, he has honed that, like
Yes.
rubbing the whole like blood on him. But once he did that, he was just in it, and then all of a sudden he walks to this gated neighborhood, this nice neighborhood that's like gated. I'm like, how did you know to go there? Where's your map? Like, I don't understand. This was pretty confusing.
Can I bring it back up for a second though? That whole like that whole tented community, there were a shit ton, pardon my French, of tents there, but where were all the dead bodies?
Right.
Where was the stink? There was no stink.
Where was the stink?
There was one dog just like walking around.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but back to the gated community.
Yeah, but we had this gated community. Even when he got out of the water, we had a helicopter. So it was just a lot going on with what Nick was going through, and it was just really strange how it all kind of came together with him. I don't even know if it really I guess it came together in the end, but I don't know how we actually got there. The Walking Dead was like bumping my head this entire beginning.
Yes.
I'm still confused. I mean, I have so many questions that we're gonna obviously get to, but it's even gonna bring up more questions. Like, my head is still wrapped around the helicopter. Where did the helicopter go?
And who's flying
helicopter
it?
was it? I thought the military left. How long has it been? I'm so confused.
I thought they dropped napalm
and so
left.
then with the whole helicopter thing, with how it flew over the ocean, I thought they were other boats in the ocean. You were saying that maybe it was lighthouses.
I thought they were just lighthouses.
Yeah, like it just seemed like there was a ton of people out on the ocean, but it happened so quickly. Like who are all those other people?
Right, exactly. And like what exactly is going on, but we're going to find out. But that's the wonderful thing about this show, you guys, is that it's live, and Kiyra over here is on the chat, on the YouTube's chat.
I am on
and
the
so
chat.
if you guys know more than us, be our co-host and definitely hop on the chat and let us know what's going on. But first, I just want to give a quick shout out to and a quick plug to @FearTWD on AMC. It's a fan site, on Twitter, and they give you show information and cast information, so they're really awesome to follow. So follow them. But all right, topic 2.
Yes.
I have to break it down like that because this was really confusing. Okay, so my question is, let's move to Connor and Jack, because we finally got to see who Jack was. Connor, Jack, and somebody's pregnant girlfriend, and some other person.
Vita. And then,
okay.
Reed.
How did they find this yacht? Before we know that they could kind of track it and everything, but all of a sudden they were on this dinghy. Where was their boat? And how did they find this?
Okay, here's my thing.
them?
Let's just break this down for a second. Okay, 2 episodes ago, we had Alicia talking to Jack on this transistor radio, or this whatever radio kind of it was, and he made up this whole story about how him and his brother were on this boat and they were sinking, and she's giving them all this information about what kind of boat she's on, and then at the end of their conversation, he goes, "It's okay, we'll find you."
Right.
Then they had this boat chasing them.
Right.
They went into that cove. That's where they found George. They went on that island. They found George and stuff like that. And then fast forward to this episode, where this little boat is coming toward their boat. I don't understand. Like,
well, how did it all happen? And I think that's what's missing for me, is that I loved this episode and I loved how action-packed it was, but at the same time, we got some backstory, and we'll definitely get to the backstory that we got to. But I'm really confused as to how, like, Jack ended up there, because we didn't deal with him for like an entire episode.
So, everybody at one point was on alert, a few episodes ago, like, oh, there's a boat that's chasing us. So it's in the middle of the night, and you're going to tell me after all of that hullabaloo, there isn't somebody that is, was it Chris who was supposed to be on watch? I mean, has Chris necessarily been the reliable one at this point? And yet, they come up onto shore. He doesn't shoot them. I think that's, I think they pretty much snuck up onto the boat.
Them, right.
And next thing you know, it was like, she's having a baby, she's bleeding, someone help, and
right.
Well,
Alex and that boy are floating out there. They didn't pass them by.
That's
on the
what
way
I
to the
mean.
boat, because they're floating out in the water.
Where did this boat come from?
Yeah.
Like, they've been traveling. They haven't just been sitting on, like, in shore. Like, last episode we left them, and they were driving. The boat was moving.
It was moving.
And they move pretty fast. So I don't see how this little boat this little raft that they're on caught up to their boat, even if they're docked for the night. They came out of nowhere.
Well, I also want to know at this point, where are they? Like, where are they in the ocean on the coast of California? Because it's kind of like they're so close to shore, and all of a sudden they're so close to the shore where they're going to find this gated community. Where are they?
I know. Yeah. There's a lot of questions about that. But we're going to try to stay positive. But let's just start with kudos to Travis, because he actually did something in this episode that was great. Like, he's a mechanic, plumber, electrician. Like, he's all of that. He's a principal. He's everything. He was like everything, and he tricked, he tricked them and made them feel like he was adjusting things and getting things done, and it was pretty cool. I kind of liked Travis this episode.
He finally stepped up.
Timothy's just looking at
I'm just waiting for Kiyra to just give her, because
I'm like, he finally stepped up, but all of us were like, how is he totally BSing these guys?
Yeah.
Like, can he really fix this boat? Like, and then all of a sudden, he just becomes the superhero, and finally, Travis, thank you very much. You redeemed yourself.
Yeah.
Here's my thing, and not to bring it back to a negative, but they had 2 guys, and then a pregnant girl. And you mean to tell me that while everybody is separated in different rooms, you couldn't take over one or the other person?
Right.
Like, he was moving around in that underneath the boat with that guy.
In the hull.
And he couldn't, like, bang his head on something or like make a move. I mean, I get that they were doing like Madison was doing it with Daniel with Vita, and they're just moving so slow. I was like, is something
Right.
gonna happen? And then they waited till all these other people came on board. And I was like, well, now what are we gonna do? Like,
Well,
now
I mean,
we can't do anything.
yeah, because I mean, the first thing that you would think to do, I mean, not to be mean and no offense to anybody who's pregnant, but I would have taken the pregnant girl out. I mean, she's the easiest one to get to. Just
No,
hop
but
on
she
it and-
full on like took Madison out and was just like banged her head into that window.
But
or
that was
into the
only
mirror.
because Madison wasn't aware of what was happening
This
at the
is
time.
true.
She's like, oh, this poor pregnant girl. But as soon as she bangs her head in, I'm like, let's.
But Vita is a badass pregnant woman.
I mean,
Come
she
on.
was, though.
I
I'll give it
mean,
to her.
Whatever. She wouldn't have slapped me because I would have been on her. She's the vulnerable one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But speaking of Madison actually has stepped into the position of being the leader. Would you guys
Yes,
say that she is the leader of the
completely.
group at this point?
I agree with that, but at the same time, I'm kind of, and I know that we've given Strand a lot of heartache for his role and his attitude toward this whole group. But now I just can't help but think, you know what? He was right this entire time. Don't let anybody on the boat. Like, I feel like Strand is more of a leader than Madison. I mean, it was her vulnerability that put them in this position.
True.
Put her in that position. I mean, I feel like Strand would be more of the leader.
Kira, what do you think? Well, you don't trust Strand anyway.
I don't trust Strand, but then again, at this point, is there anybody that I personally trust? There isn't anybody
Right.
on this boat that I'm like Miss Cheerleader for. Not one. Like at least in The Walking Dead, you know, you were already attached to Rick, like immediately. There is no, personally for me, there is nobody that I'm completely attached to, except for Nick because he's hot. So
I'm attached, but you know what? I'm attached to Strand, but we'll get to him. But I'm attached to him. I like him like a lot. So what do you guys think will happen on the Abigail now? Because now that, you know, everything has gone down, they hijacked the boat, they went through the whole kind of kidnapping thing. Madison was really smart with how she dealt with the whole pregnant issue and scaring her about her having a possible like walker baby in her body, because that would have freaked me out if she would have talked to me like that.
Getting mental.
Yeah, she got really
yes.
psychological on her, so that was good. And then in the end, Luis, that we met, we're going to talk about Strand and Thomas Abigail, but took them out. So now they're on this boat, and what's going to happen next? Because they're all just on there, and somebody's shot dead.
Well, I mean, they are separated. I mean, they took Travis and Alicia. So now I feel like the remaining people that are on the Abigail are going to try to find Travis and Alicia. I mean,
Right.
it's just like Walking Dead. I mean, as soon as the group is separated, they all find each other at some point. So I mean, I think that's what's going to happen here. But what I'm interested in is knowing about this guy Connor and his, like, how many more people does he have in his group, and how
Right.
dangerous is this guy? Because Reed did say he has a weak stomach, so he doesn't like gore or like, I guess, killing or
Killing.
anything like that. But I kind of want to see how far his character will go. So maybe he'll be like a
Exactly.
new bad guy. Maybe he'll be like, I don't know.
Maybe he'll be the twist in the whole scenario.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
Okay, before we move on, we also want to give a quick shout out to and a quick plug to @_Fear the Walking. Fear the Walking, that's what it is, @_Fear the Walking. It's a fan site that gives updates, pictures, and all kind of information on Fear the Walking Dead, and it's awesome. So you guys follow them on Twitter. Okay, Alicia, she annoys me.
No.
I'm trying with Alicia, and I'm closing my eyes because it's hard.
No.
Because she just irritates me, and I don't know what was going on with her and with, you see, you got the same thing going. I don't know what is going on with her, with Jack. First, I'm pissed because she had Jack come on there anyway, which is a big problem. Then I'm mad at her because I was like, are you flirting with him?
Oh my
like, are you
gosh.
being, like, is this really happening? Or was she
Did
just...
I not say like a few episodes ago? I'm like, throw her ass over the boat and just say bye, Alicia, because she was super annoying on the. I'm hoping she's gonna take a flip. I'm hoping that she's gonna like turn around and break somebody's neck. But yeah, no.
No, I completely disagree with you guys. I honestly, okay. So we all know that I called it like 2 episodes ago when I said, you know, Alicia's relationship with herself is gonna come into play in some level, and then obviously her relationship with Jack, whatever that short time relationship was, has come to fruition in this episode. But I feel like she is playing them. I feel
Okay.
like she's Because all she keeps thinking about is her family, and why would she go with a guy that would put her family in danger? It doesn't make sense.
True.
I like Alicia. I am excited to see where her character goes. She might be annoying right now, but I have faith. I have faith in Alicia. I like Alicia.
Okay, you know what? And it could happen because let me tell you because even on like The Walking Dead, I did not like Beth for a really long time.
See, but I liked Beth.
No, I ended up loving Beth. So I don't know if this might happen with Alicia, and I don't know why she's irritating me right now, but she really is. But she could honestly like grow on me, both her and Ophelia. You never know.
Oh, man,
I don't know.
when-
You
I still
guys
don't
tell
like
us what you
Ophelia.
When
think.
she hugged Jack, I swear, I'm telling you, I was just waiting for her to like grab his neck and just break it. And when that didn't happen, yes.
I feel like her wheels are turning. Her wheels are always turning. She's always thinking, and I feel like that's what's going to happen. She's going to think about something. She's going
Right.
to think her way out of this. I feel like in the next episode, because they are separated and whatever, in the preview we saw that they were in like a cage or something, I think that she's going to be the one to get her and her dad out, or her stepdad out of this.
Out of it, yeah, completely.
Cage match.
Well, I definitely think that burgundy sweater is helping her because maybe she's like getting it all together. I don't know, but Alicia's. I'm gonna give her a chance. I'm gonna give her a chance with this one. But before we move on to the biggest topic of them all, which is Strand, because his story was awesome. A quick plug to Fear the Walking Dead fan group on Facebook for group chat and for show details. They're awesome. They're on Facebook. I just joined because I didn't really know about them. I got on there and I joined, and everyone like welcomed me. They're really cool. So yeah, they're really awesome. I like them. New friends.
New friends.
Okay. All right, so Strand, let's go. His
okay.
backstory was so interesting because you know what? The entire time you really were not sure exactly where it was going. There was little hints of it, but I was like, are they lovers? Are they? And you nailed it because you said that Abigail was the love of his life.
Was Abigail the love of his life? And Tim was all, girl, this is The Walking Dead. I did say that. But, you know, it was kind of like, what's going to go on? Like, you know, they were in the bar and he was getting really flirty. So, you know, at first I think all of us were kind of like, where is this going? Is he gay? Or is he just getting really drunk? We don't know.
Right. No, it was going in. It was. I felt like there was an attraction between them. But I wasn't quite sure where it was going because then when he took his credit cards and like his ID and everything, I was like, okay, he's playing him. Then he was like in a bathrobe, like chilling. But I think I don't understand. You guys actually called it. I didn't understand why he just opened the door for him when he caught up with him and found out that he was spending all of his money.
Exactly.
Because I was like, why would you open the door? I'd be hiding. If I spent somebody's money,
but he didn't.
You know.
But he didn't open the door for him. He opened the door for Louise, who he didn't know.
Still, I'm not opening the door for him either.
It's like,
I mean, maybe it could. I mean, he was Spanish. He could have been the help.
What? But come on, really.
Just saying.
You are a guy that completely has. How many times do you think Strand has played somebody like this before? You would think that he would be a smart enough guy not to open the door in a bathrobe of the hotel. Like you think he would be.
But I think
carrying a gun or
but
something.
let's put this in retrospect, in perspective here. He did what he did to Thomas Abigail. He like stole his credit cards. That's how this relationship started. Like he didn't want to be in a romantic relationship with this guy. He was just doing it to con him.
Right.
Then this was years later. I think they said like 4 or 5 years later that he caught up to him.
Okay, maybe I missed that part.
After Strand had like whatever kind of money or things he got from his
spent
credit
like
cards.
$36,000 of his
he like
money, right?
invested that, and he
Yeah.
like quadrupled the profits or something like that. So now he has his own money, and that's why he said he was going to pay him back with interest. And then that's when Thomas was like, okay, well, let's talk about this later on. And then they go into, I guess, business together to build the Vistas.
Okay.
Right.
So I feel like it didn't start off romantically, but it sure ended that way.
Oh, it totally ended romantically, and I thought it was great because, I mean, that's so not the direction that I thought the Strand character was going in.
Oh, no.
And so when that happened, I was like, whoa, like, okay. We found out you were right. Like, we thought Abigail was a girl. Abigail is a guy.
A last name.
A last name of a guy. And then there's Luis. And so this is an interesting thing with them because the whole Mexico connection and how they're coming, how they're going to go to Mexico and still what's in Mexico because these people have a lot of money, but like, where is it? It's not all investments. I think there's some like dirty stuff going on still.
Well, no, the reason why they're going to Mexico is because he has a house where Luis's mom, Cecilia, is, and that's where the safest place is. That's
Right,
what they
and it
think.
makes me kind of go back to a couple episodes ago when Strand was on the walkie-talkie and it sounded like he was trying to get a hold of somebody wherever it is, Mexico or in this community. And was it Remind me whether or not that all of a sudden, like, the walkie was going dead, or like it didn't really sound like anybody was there.
Madison had like walked in the room, so he had to like hang up the phone really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of wondering, because now at this point, now that we know that Mexico is on the table, what's happened to Mexico?
Well, here's my thing.
I don't believe Mexico's on the table still. I think something's up. I don't trust that villa.
No.
See, but here's the thing. I'm glad that Kiyra brought that up because I'm like, well, why is Mexico so hard to get into right now?
I don't know.
Can we talk about this? Like, how come it's like, oh, I have money for only 2 people, and only 2 people can get into Mexico? Like, why? Shouldn't it be hard to get from Mexico to here? I'm a little confused. Like, why is it so hard?
For the first time ever.
No, it is hard to get into Mexico. What's going on? I know, you're right.
What's gonna, like, where, I mean, I'm interested to see where
why can't 7 or 8 people go to Mexico? I don't know why they're picking, I don't know. It's very interesting. But I can't wait to find out what happens. He's been rescued now. Madison pulled him out of the water. He was struggling. I thought he couldn't swim. I thought he was going to drown.
You know, I thought that Madison was going to leave him there. I thought I had like this, there was this look in her eye for a second that she like was like reaching for him and he was like all shaky because I guess he was cold. And she was like, but then she like decided to bring him on board.
Wouldn't you be pissed? I would be pissed if like, hey, Mike, your yacht gets like boarded and everybody starts getting taken hostage and you effing jump off the boat and like leave us stranded. I wouldn't be picking him out of the water. I would be mad.
Yeah, well, he wasn't supposed to abandon the boat. He's the captain in the first place. There's like nautical rules, and he didn't follow them. But the thing, I told you guys, this relationship between Madison and Strand is going to get really good. There's like a love-hate, not a love sexually, but obviously, but there's like a love-hate between them. There's like an interesting dynamic between them that I can't,
But that's the only
out.
reason that I brought up her like having second thoughts about pulling him out of the water is because her and Travis had just had a conversation earlier on in the episode where they were like, we have to figure out a way to get Strand to be a little bit more lenient, and Travis was like, well, we could just throw him overboard, and Madison was like, no. Like, so I mean, it was a perfect opportunity to just be like, get rid of Strand, but
and he finally goes in and he gets that freaking like semi-automatic weapon, and he doesn't
do anything with it.
He jumps off the side of the boat. I'm like, come on.
I know.
I'm glad he found the love of his life, but still, really.
So basically what we concluded is that Travis stepped up and Strand punked out this episode. So we shall see.
Yes.
All right. One last plug for our @ZombieProblems. Now this is a really cool, if you're on Twitter, they're really cool to follow because it's the perspective of the zombie. Okay, so it's really funny because this fan site kind of follows everything from a zombie's perspective, and they kind of talk to everyone like it's the zombies and what they're going through, which I find interesting because I can never get enough of the zombies. I really can't. So this is really awesome. But we're going to take a really quick break. But first, we want to thank you so much for joining us and stay with us because we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back, and Kiyra is going to have some great questions from you. So we'll be right back.
see you guys soon.
Oh my gosh, these guys are hilarious right now.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live. In case you missed it live.
Oh, you'd want to take the time travel the whole way back.
How did you not figure that out?
We had a crazy vampire threesome.
And you can't unsee that. That's burned into my brain now.
I was like,
How did you get here? No. Look at me, I'm dancing.
You know why we saying yes. You know why we saying yes.
he was like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever you want.
He is quite something.
And we're like, inseparable. She was shadier than Sunglass Hut with Ray-Bans on sale, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it wasn't. So come on.
You just went to a totally different direction on that.
When a billionaire goes broke, it means he's got like $4 million.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
I found her to be deliciously out of control.
Oh man, looking forward to this fight.
Ooh, they about to get together. Watch, it's about to go down.
Somebody better take some pictures of this.
She just slapped the crap out of Nick.
And he's just
It's so good.
You can't count anything out.
Look at you.
It's been another awesome night at the Stream.tv,
It's always
guys.
awesome.
Thank you for joining us, you guys.
Yes.
We love you.
guys, welcome back. Remember to hit subscribe for the Stream.tv and watch all your favorite after shows right here at the Stream.tv. All right, we're going to go to your questions, as we know that you guys have a ton of them, and we're going to kick it right over to Kiyra and see what we have.
Well, we have a lot of questions and comments, but from last week, Eric Moreno from YouTube basically said, am I the only one who wants to see Alex, the Asian girl, on season 7 of The Walking Dead? Her character definitely seems like she would survive the entire apocalypse. Well, to let you guys know, well, what is your thoughts?
No,
you weren't here last week.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm glad that you brought that up because I wasn't here last week to give my feedback on Alex, and I do believe that she's a really, really strong character, and I'm glad that and they were saying that she was the sole survivor, but she wasn't the only survivor. I mean, Jake was there, and there was those other 2 guys, one guy that she killed, and the other guy who we don't know what happened to him. But I like her. I really like Alex. I think she's a really strong character, and I think that they should. But you have something to say.
I do. I definitely do have something to say. So I personally loved Alex so much that I was Googling the actress Michelle Ng on IMDb, only to find that she is listed for an additional 13 episodes on Fear of the Walking Dead season 2. We're in season 2
right now.
Yeah.
Right now. So we may not necessarily know what happens to her and the dude on the dinghy, but she definitely will be back. We just might not necessarily know in what capacity. So
good.
That's
yay
good. I like her
Good.
too, because I feel like that too. I really liked her. I liked her character. I thought that she could really add something. Everyone wants it to arc over and for that to be Glenn's cousin. I don't know. I kept getting stuff about that. But I really liked her character, so I'm glad that she'll be back. Yay.
So right now I'm completely reading the YouTube chat. I can't talk. And one of the questions here is, who do you think is going to be the next person to get killed off the show? Because right now we've gone a couple episodes and nobody has been yet. So who do you guys
Can I vote?
think? Yes.
Yeah.
Ophelia.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say
Goodbye,
that.
Ophelia. I am done. Like, I'm ready for her to go. I'm trying. I know it's only, somebody said to me, like, it's only 4 weeks, like, give her a chance and all that kind of stuff. And believe me, I'm speaking from the perspective of being a complete punk, because I would lay on, I honestly would lay on the deck too and not do much. But that's just me. But in watching it and being a viewer and a fan, I just want her to do something, and she's just not doing enough to me. And she doesn't have to fight zombies. I know she may not be ready for that, but she's just walking around mad at her dad, and I'm ready for her to go or do something with her.
You're probably right about Ophelia, but I'm going to go in a little bit of an opposite direction with that and say Chris, because Chris has been showing this like macho bravado about like going after walkers. We saw it last episode with the plane, going off from the group to go into this plane. I was so mad. But like doing all of this stuff at the gate, like I feel like that's going to get him in trouble.
Yes.
So I think he might be the one. But then his mom just died, so I'm like, do they really want to kill a whole side of family off? But I don't know, we'll see.
He had some interesting camera angles tonight, so sometimes when they do that, somebody's going.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly.
Oh,
what do you think?
You know what? I think at this point, if they wanted to do a shocker, I would say it would have to be Travis. Travis did step up, but at this point, I think maybe Madison will go off and meet somebody new, but yeah, Travis still not doing it for me, But I do want to say that the question did come from Roger Perez on YouTube, so thank you very much, Roger.
And just for the record, Roger Perez says in our chat that he thinks Alicia is going to be the new Carol of the season.
Ooh,
so
yes.
thank you, Roger, for agreeing with me.
Yes.
Wow,
Appreciate
I was thinking that Ophelia might, if she hangs around, she might be the Carol.
But
no?
you know what,
Okay.
though? Can I just say that Alex Moo is also saying that Alicia is the hemorrhoid on this show, and she is a big pain. So.
Well, Alex Moo is wrong. Sorry, Alex Moo.
Damn,
love
a
you,
hemorrhoid.
We love you, Alex.
That's pretty bad. Okay, we're going to go to some shout-outs. So, Timothy, what do we have?
Yes, we've got H. Flora1962 from Twitter. Thank you for continuing the conversation with us and shouting us out. And we've also got 911 Lex Vegas on YouTube, who seems to have a crush on you two ladies.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I have to step on my game because they're beautiful. I agree with you, 911 Lex Vegas. I agree with you, yes. But thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We really enjoyed it, and we will definitely see you next week. Remember to subscribe to the Stream.tv on YouTube and follow us all week long using the hashtag FTWDAS. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. We love you.